Hello and welcome to the latest vlog from bloodyflix.co.uk. I'm the editor Paul Downey, and today I'm going to be talking about the first teaser trailer that dropped for Child's Play, the remake of the Don Mancini film, which has obviously caused quite a stir, certainly on social media amongst horror fans. Don Mancini is pressing ahead with a TV series on Sci-Fi that's coming later this year, I believe, with the original cast. Brad Dourif, Fiona Dourif, and Jennifer Tilly, I believe, are all going to be involved, as well as Mancini and David Kirshner. Whereas this one is kind of a fresh take on the franchise. They're stepping away from the voodoo element and offering a kind of a 21st century solution for Chucky, which is basically a kind of a robotic doll that basically becomes infected and basically goes a bit haywire. It's kind of it's got a kind of more of a sci-fi vibe more than anything, certainly from the information that we've been given so far. It stars Parks and Recreation star Aubrey Plaza. She plays the mum of I'm not sure what his name is. If he is going to be Andy or is going to be another. If they're basically going to rename the entire cast bar and Chucky. The doll will be called Chucky. It's going to be a buddy doll from the Kazlan Corp, and basically it's kind of it's modern technology gone wrong. I think that's the best way we can kind of describe it. I must say though I was quite impressed. Yeah, I watched it and I really enjoyed it. It offers something a little bit different. We don't see Chucky, we see a silhouette of him. Basically the kind of what you kind of expect. The little jumper, the ginger hair. We don't hear him speak, and it's an exercise in less is more. I think that's what I probably would say, is that it's certainly got a lot of people talking, positive as well as negative. You're always going to get people who are going to criticize a remake before it's come out. We've all been there. Rob Zombie's Halloween, anybody? So yeah, it's already got a bit of an anti-crowd before it's even hit screens. But the more I kind of heard about it, the more I thought, let's just wait and see. Sometimes remakes do work. Whether they replace the original or they just sit side by side or in the ether, is up to the fans really. We make our own decisions on these sort of things. There have been remakes that have been superb. I personally enjoyed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake of 2003, and I'm not really, truth be told, a massive fan of the Tobe Hooper one. It's I appreciate the film, but I'm not a mad hardcore Leatherface fan. Whereas I found the remake quite fun. Fright Night offered something a little bit different, with the Anton Yelchin and Colin Farrell version. It wasn't made to outdo the original, but it was a very entertaining part of the franchise. And also The Hills Have Eyes, which I do firmly believe is a superior film to the Wes Craven film, the Alexander Ajar version. It's got a fantastic, almost synthy score. It's brutal and it's scary. A big fan. But anyway, back to Child's Play. Yeah, I think it comes out in May in the US, so we'll probably see it a bit later than probably the Americans in the UK. So maybe a couple of weeks later. I don't think we've had a UK release date confirmed yet. But yeah, we'll wait and see, because there will be a full trailer. This was just a teaser to show us what they've got in store. It looks like they've got some creative kills. They are riffing on a couple of things from the original. Obviously, the way that maybe Andy's mother acquires the doll. Maybe somebody falling out of a window, which obviously is riffing on the original Child's Play. But also there's some very interesting kills as well. There's one that we can see with Christmas lights, somebody falling on a car, but again that might be somebody who's fallen out of a high-story window, which basically is riffing on Child's Play. It'll be very interesting to see who does voice Chucky. Obviously Brad Dourif's voice is quite synonymous with the character, and it's whether they go for an actual voice actor or they go for something a bit more robotic, a bit like with when you have a character like say a Transformer that basically has to have a really well-known voice. Your kind of Optimus Prime, your Megatrons. They have to have somebody who's got a real booming voice that can basically carry out the character. Chucky's a bit different because of his wisecracking nature. It's a very interesting one, and with what route they'll go down. Will they differentiate, or will they try and do almost a kind of a pastiche of Dorif, which I'm sure will probably annoy quite a lot of fans if that were to happen. But then again, fans might be annoyed with a different voice, so they can't really win here in that in that sense of things. But it's an interesting start. And I'm quite intrigued to see where it goes from here. They seem to be putting a lot into their social media marketing in terms of trying to promote the film. So they obviously want it to be a big success. And who knows where it could go. We could potentially have two Child's Play franchises kind of going on side by side if the TV show kind of takes off. It's got an 8-episode order from Sci-Fi. Let's see what Don Mancini can come up with. Quite happy to see both, really. I'm glad that there's still ideas out there for this franchise. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.